My lovely Australian finger lime has been doing really well inside this winter. I brought it in a bit early so it could acclimatize easily, and it had a quick flush of flowers, and we've got a few beautiful finger limes here. This one is actually quite large, it's going to be ready soon. Let me see if I can get a better view. Never that easy because this bush or this tree is really prickly, but there it is, beautiful finger lime. But what I want to do today is come in and give the pot a bit of a clean, because what happens is, I do love planting in these terracotta pots, but they're porous, and so it just makes them end up molding. It has to do with how much humidity is inside the pot, and I don't want it to start molding properly. You can see there's already some spores down there. It just doesn't look ideal. So I've got myself my hydrogen peroxide, and I'm going to give it a good scrub, and it just really cleans it out. And also it really helps aerate the soil as well, or oxygenate the soil. So it's not damaging for the plants, it's actually really beneficial for them. So I'll just do that now, and I can remove anything that I don't like, any of this sort of moldy stuff here. Look at that. The one thing is, if you have a really sunny room you've got your plants in, which I don't at the moment, it's very cold outside. It's actually -5 degrees at the moment during the day. But yeah, if you have a really sunny room, you want to put it somewhere in the shade, because hydrogen peroxide doesn't work well if there is sunlight for some reason. So I'll just get on with cleaning this quickly. This side, it's the side that was sort of turning out towards the glass door that it's leaning up against. Oh my goodness, it's really bad. I'm really glad I'm doing this right now. So I've scrubbed it down with that hydrogen peroxide and left it to sit for 15 minutes, and you can see it already looks so much cleaner. Now I just want to wipe it down with a clean cloth. It's amazing what a difference it makes. Look at that, it's such a vast improvement. And now that I've cleaned that up, I just want to give it an overall inspection. It has been doing really well in here. This is actually quite a bright room, and a very cold one too. Right now it's -5 outside, and it's the temperature. It's just gone up a bit because I've walked into the room a bit more, but usually it's just about 13. Earlier it was 11 degrees. We're sort of in the end of the day now, so it's heated up a little bit, but it was -5 degrees outside last night, and in here it got quite cold too. But the citrus trees prefer that to the more dry atmosphere in other parts of the house. They do seem to like it in here. I keep them really dry over winter. Let me show you the tree again. If you look down to soil level, you can see it's really dry now. I treat it a lot like succulents and let it dry out completely between watering. I mean, I've been a little bit more trying to water and keep it sort of ticking over, which I really shouldn't do, but I thought because it has some fruit, and it will tend to drop the fruits if it's too dry, and I thought I'd keep it a bit more wet, and it's been fine so far. I still feed it as well. All the citruses get a little bit of a winter feed. Finger limes don't need as much fertilizer or food as other citrus trees, so I give it a bit of a less potent version of it. I put more water in it, and this is going to be given to it until March. March will be the last winter feed, then we kick over into summertime. So good. But yes, it's been really happy. Now the main tip I can give to keep citrus trees happy, in my opinion, is to spritz them with rainwater every day if you can, as much as possible. I don't do it every day really religiously, but I try to in the morning. Give it a good spritz over, just to keep those leaves hydrated, because once they start getting dehydrated and drying out, it can really suffer, and then you start getting massive leaf loss. But keeping them moist and wet with that lovely rainwater just gives them that extra hydration that they need, so you can let the soil dry out and they won't be damaged. They can still take the water in through their leaves. And I find that really works well. Over here we have the tree, which was meant to be a beautiful blood orange, And I'm going to taste them very soon because we found out recently that they have navels. Let's show you the navel down here. So I don't think it's a blood orange. Blood oranges shouldn't have navels. So soon I'll have to open one of these up. They're looking very orange, so they should be ready to be eaten soon. And we'll test it and see what it is. I did contact the supplier and he said that it could be that they get them from somewhere in Italy or Sicily, I think it was. So it could just be that we got the wrong one. But we'll see soon. But yeah, I also give that one, of course, the spritz with the rainwater. Just making sure as many of the leaves as possible get nice and moist. With some rainwater on them, as if it was raining really. And that also really helps to avoid things like spider mites, which I hate. They just like the sort of dry environment, I think. So what I'm going to do now is give it a good drink because, as I said, it's completely dried out. So I'm going to pop this pot into a bowl. So I put the pot into this bowl here so that it can catch any water that runs through, because I want to give it a proper drink now. I do this sort of every 10 days or when it's completely dried through. And I've had to go outside and collect some rainwater. I've had to actually let the rainwater warm up because it was really frozen outside. And you don't want to shock the roots with icy water. Let's see how quickly it starts running through. It still hasn't come through the bottom yet. So I've given it nearly a litre of water now. And there's the rest of that litre. That should be enough, but we'll just keep an eye on it. I want it to definitely run through the bottom to make sure that the roots are completely saturated. So far the water has not run through the bottom, but I'm just going to spray it now while I wait for that to happen. This is my sort of daily bath I give it with rainwater. Okay, so it is running through the bottom, so it's had sufficient water. I'm just going to leave it here now for about an hour, and then it should just like drink up all the water and I can put it back in its spot. Look what I just discovered. It's so sweet, there's a little flower there. How lovely. It's funny when they're so small, they can so easily be missed completely, and then you suddenly see a fruit growing. I do think they're meant to start fruiting more towards the spring, but it's quite nice that they're sporadically doing this, so I get a few fruits here and there, and not just all of them in one big go. I've still got those 2 fruits ripening, and hopefully I'll get more soon. I want to give this guy a bit of a prune soon, just to thin him out. He's quite thick, and I think I could sort of get some bits out of the center and everything, open it up a bit, let the sunlight in for the summer. So I'll do that in either February or March. Then he might put out a new flush of flowers, I'm hoping. That usually sort of helps them, prompt them to start flowering. But yeah, that's really sweet to see that little flower. Hopefully there's some more. It's almost impossible to see the flower buds. They're all so tiny always, and I completely missed that one. So that was really lovely. But yeah, I'm going to get this guy back in his spot in a moment, in an hour or so, once he's completely sucked up all that water, and then I'll just have to continue treating him like this with his daily showers, rainwater showers, and his sort of watering every 10th day or so, and his monthly feed until spring comes. But yeah, he's doing really well. Let me know what you think, and if you're growing finger limes, I'd love to hear from you, or any other fruit trees you're growing in the house and overwintering. I've also got my pepino melon. Look at this, he's right next to these guys. And these little guys here are starting to look a bit yellow, so I think they're soon ready to pick. They've been hanging here for ages, since I took them inside in October, just sitting there, not doing much, but they should soon be ready. I can see they're yellowing up a bit, so that's a good sign. So hopefully I'll be eating those soon. And I'll see you next time. Until then, really stay warm. It's so freezing out there, so see you soon. Take care. Bye.